everybody. This is the work session meeting of the Mayor and Council for Monday, April 9th, 2018. Everyone, please rise for a moment of silent prayer. Councilman, go to your please reason.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board in Borough Hall, by email to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and by submission to all persons entitled to same, as provided by law of a schedule including the date and time of this meeting. I'd like to remind all members of the public we have 3 fire exits in the council chambers, 1 on each side of the dais and 1 in the rear. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Bartolome?
Here.
Councilwoman Steve? Here. Councilman Kamigo?
Here.
Councilwoman Davis? Here. Councilman Gautier?
Here.
And Councilman Papaleo?
Here.
And Mayor Mignon?
Here. And please have a motion to approve Resolution 18-141 to go into closed session, exclude the public for the purposes of discussing personnel, police department sergeant promotion, and litigation regarding co-op. So moved. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now going into closed session. You have to stay around too much longer, so. Yes. Very good. We're ready for your presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Good evening. I'm Jim Purcell. I'm the president of the Bergen County Historical Society, and I'm a member of the American Legion Post 226. In December of 2009, we sold the building to the town. They gave us $425,000, which we invested. It went up to $600,000, and we gave it all away. So running out of money. We have a cornerstone in the building, which we plan to open up on May 12th at 10 o'clock in the morning, the day before Mother's Day. The building was named after Walter Scott Brown, who was 18 years old when he was killed. His body was never recovered. We feel that the original letter that he wrote to his mother before Mother's Day in 1918 is in that cornerstone. And we'd like to have it to put into our museum at the Bergen County Historical Society. We think the original letter's in there. I have a copy of the letter, but it's not the original. And on May 12th, I have the mason here who's going to enter the building, the cornerstone. He's going to preserve the stone and present it to the town. The contents I would like to have for the Bergen County Historical Society Museum in River Edge by the Subin House, which should be going up sooner rather than later. And we thank you. I've given the town the estimate from the mason, Jim Rensselaer, who was here. The conservator is not here. He's coming down from Pennsylvania, but there's no need for him to be here tonight. But he will be on site on May 12th. Anything in the box he's going to preserve in a black box, paper, anything that might disintegrate. And that's where we are. We just want to get together and get into the cornerstone so we can plan to present the artifacts to the museum. This is Ken Kelly. He's
My name is Ken Kelly, and I'm the commander of the Recommission Post 226, Sergeant Walter Scott Brown Post. And just like to say that I'm here because I am the authorized, certified commander, and can establish the students. I get the contents that they are true and will be in the museum which we are planning to build. In the 90 years that the American Legion was in this town, they had an extraordinary representative of this community in the veterans. I'm not sure how many of you have had military service before, but the contribution of this community was extraordinary. We even had two of our members that were at Pearl Harbor the day, the attack. Andy Steinley, a guy here, he's 17 years old. He's now been out through the canal zone out to the Pacific for 3 years. The Japanese were trying to attack his plane and his boat. They all issued shotguns and they shot him in the water. They blew up all the mines. We had guys who were killed at Iwo Jima. And going back to the time of 1918 in the Argonne Forest, when Sergeant Walter Scott Brown was killed in action. They never found any of his remains. There's a big wall in the Argonne Forest there. That was the attack that ended the war, and his name is on that wall. The United States government sent his mother over for at all expense, and we have pictures of her, with her son's name on the wall. She was, for her loss of her only son, she received a pension of $25 a month. But she was the first in all of Bergen County. She was the first female postmistress. Okay, and she held that job for a long while. Recently, we lost the mayor, Peggy, who was your predecessor for two terms, and her husband, who was extremely wounded in Vietnam. His leg was blown off. He died recently. Okay, so that's all I would like to say. That it's a great, great heritage.
I think we all agree. I think we've already agreed in principle prior to this to let you gentlemen remove the cornerstone. I know we have a more recent proposal from March 16th, which basically lays out how you're going to do this. I think the previous conditions were we were supposed to have somebody from the borough
To supervise it
and
from the exterior of the building.
and only do it from the exterior of the building. I think that's what we had said originally. So what do these gentlemen need from us?
Just a motion and a second, and all ayes that they can move forward under those conditions, and they're good to go.
Any more discussion? And what day of the week is it?
May 12th, it's Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning.
This is a date certain, okay?
What time?
Saturday, May 12th, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
All right,
Very good.
at the location for the retrieval of the contents.
Do we have a motion to authorize them to proceed? Is there a second? More discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Gentlemen, you're all
Thank you.
set for you?
Thank you.
There's two items on our work session consent agenda. One is to approve agreement with Cost Engineering for services related to the 2018 road resurfacing program, inspection not to exceed $10,000, and also to approve a request from Health Department to display lime green ribbons for River Edge Practically Stigma-Free for the month of May, which is Mental Health Month. The motion on the work session consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alan, are these topics that you need to discuss tonight on your information?
Very quickly, Mayor, the county road agreement, sent the mayor and council a memorandum on that. They would like an updated agreement before they go in and resurface Hackensack Avenue. As you're aware, we've had a program to improve the ramps in conjunction with the county. That would have to take place as well. But this is a new agreement with some different changes to it. If you're amenable to that, then I'll just need a motion to second and all ayes to place a resolution in front of you to enter into the new agreement, and then you would be on this list to have Hackensack Avenue repaid once the ramps are done.
What would you pay for them?
We would the ramps is a program where it's reimbursable from the county.
And we'll make sure that they're clearly understand what we're getting reimbursed for, not like the last time.
Well, the certification of the engineer is necessary to make sure the ramps meet various Americans with Disability Act conditions and other grade conditions as well.
Your motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Safe Streets, work design contract, this is the,
Yes, we're at the point where the Borough Attorney has a model form of agreement to enter into a contract with IH Engineers. This is the design consultant for the Safe Streets program, which is reimbursable, would be funded by the state. They have done a site visit and are working on a scope. They've given us a timetable. I think we're at the point where we can enter into an agreement with them for the design work of this project.
I've reviewed it. It's fine. You can move forward with the model agreement. I have no issues on mine.
and what,
We have a motion on that.
a motion to approve the design contract. We're not paying for it, Mr. Davis, so.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And finally, Mayor, I have the change in the rates, hourly rates for Burgess Associates, our planner, redevelopment planner, land use planner. There's a slight increase from last year, which we provided to the mayor and council. Upon approval at the work session, we'll have a resolution in front of you to approve those hourly rate changes.
Any discussion? None. So, so make a motion, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
And finally, tax bill stuffer, we've generated some information. I know that the finance committee is working on that.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the final numbers from the schools so that we can adjust the percentages.
I don't think they're adopting their budget until the end of May.
I mean, I can draft it, but I won't be able to do a graph like we did last year.
When
That
do
was
they-
not-
I'll see if they can give us something in advance.
When do the tax bills have to be in?
in June. So,
Just a minute.
yeah.
Unfinished business, we don't have an update on the community center, we're still waiting on costs. Mr. Cost is not here this evening, so, any other unfinished business?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we task the land use board with re-examining the 3 previous redevelopment plans and return to us with that reevaluation or re-examination within 60 days.
Just modify that to not, I think,
90
90
days.
days. 90 days was the recommendation.
90 days.
Any more discussion, questions?
And I would second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any more unfinished
We
business?
need to do the police sergeant under unfinished business. Didn't we want to make a motion to?
Oh, to authorize the chief to proceed with the,
Yeah, I make the motion to authorize the chief to proceed with the filling of the open sergeant's position,
Second.
which we'll have in a couple minutes.
we have to put any of those
We'll have in a couple minutes.
issues in the resolution? Or you have enough? Of a motion?
Yes, yeah, we'll have a resolution prepared if that's required by the ordinance.
Motion with second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any more unfinished business? Any new business?
Alan, I had a request from the Recreation Commission to see whether or not the AED service agreement could allow for leagues to purchase additional AEDs. They have other locations where they'd like to put them, and they're willing to pay for them. Does the service agreement allow that? They asked me to look at that. Maybe we could look at the agreement, see how we could do that. Thank
Will
you.
do.
Thank you.
Any more new business? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn work session to go into the regular meeting immediately?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Whenever you're ready, you know.
I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council, Monday, April 9th, 2018. Can I please ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silent prayer? Councilwoman Bastide, please lead us in the flag salute.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board in Borough Hall, by email to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and by submission to all persons entitled to same, as provided by law of a schedule including the date and time of this meeting. I would like to remind all members of the public, we have 3 fire exits in the council chambers, 1 on each side of the dais and 1 in the rear. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Here.
Councilwoman Bastidas? Here. Councilman Canino?
Here.
Councilwoman Davis? Present. Councilman Gautier?
Here.
And Councilman Papaleo?
Here.
And Mayor Young.
Present. And that leads us into our next order of business. It's a sort of a sad duty, but with the passing of Councilman Alfredo, who was our council president, we have to elect a new council president. Does someone want to make a nomination for our council president?
I make a motion for Ellen Bastide as council president.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, council president. Approval of minutes. Can I have a motion, please? Approve the minutes of the mayor and council regular meeting of March 26, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have several proclamations on this evening. Someone here for donate light?
Jim Cole.
Where's-
Come on up.
Come up. And I guess Mrs. Christensen wasn't able to speak. Please, whereas those who dedicate their time, effort, and skills to help others among the most valued members of the community. And whereas there is a great shortage of organ and tissue donors, and thousands of people on the organ transplant list waiting will not receive one. Whereas each day 3 people die while on the waiting list in New Jersey, over 5,000 residents are waiting for organ tissue. Whereas if you are not a draft and you designate your wish to be a donor on your new ID card. Whereas the science of matching and performing organ surgery has become more advanced. And whereas last year over 630 transplants were performed in New Jersey and over 189,000 performed annually. Whereas it's possible for one donor to save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of up to 50 others through tissue donation. Now therefore, I, as mayor of Borough Riverhead, hereby proclaim April 18 as donate platform.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Library. Our director, proclamation reads, whereas our nation's school, academic, public, and special libraries make a difference in the lives of millions of Americans more than ever. Whereas librarians are trained professionals helping people of all ages and backgrounds find and interpret the information they need to live, learn, and work in a challenging economy. And whereas libraries are part of the American dream, places for opportunity, education, self-help, and lifelong learning. And whereas library use is up nationwide among all types of library users, continuing the decade-long trend. Whereas libraries play a vital role in support of quality of life in their communities. Whereas libraries can help you discover a world of knowledge, both in person and online, as well as personal service and assistance in finding what you need when you need it. And whereas libraries, librarians, library workers, and supporters across America are celebrating National Library Week with the theme, Libraries Lead. Therefore, be resolved that I, as the mayor for Riverhead, proclaim the week of April 8th through 14th, 2018 as National Library Week. I encourage all residents to visit the library this week, take advantage of the wonderful library resources available. Thank the librarians and library workers for making information accessible to all who walk through the library doors. We're all connected.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And it goes without saying, we all know what they have done for our library. We have excellent board of trustees who are really, really keeping the library at the edge of technology, at the edge of development here. So it's very happy to find all the work you're doing, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. So just a quick word about technology. Building on what you just said, I want to make an announcement that many of you may or may not be aware of. The term the digital shift refers to library patients' tendency to also use digital resources, and those are becoming more and more important. So we have a new service that we're going to be adding this year called Canopy with a K. Our borough attorney hopefully will look over the review that contract, and as soon as we get the green light, we'll be adding that to the 20,000 items that you can check out digitally from the library's newly revamped website, also to the public website. So also not to say that the circulation of print materials is going down. It isn't actually. We had very recently, 2016, our highest circulation figures on the history of the library. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy to take the recognition. Thank you, Stephanie, for remembering to put this on the agenda. It's an honor, and again, thank you to you and the council and previous mayors and council for appointing excellent board trustee members that are talented and hardworking and make the library well governed. Thanks all.
Someone going to step for National Autism Awareness Month? Okay.
Hey, is this thing on?
Okay. Read this to you, okay? Okay. It says, whereas autism is a pervasive developmental disorder affecting the social learning and behavioral skills of those affected by it, and whereas as more health professionals become proficient in diagnosing autism, more children are being diagnosed on the spectrum. And whereas there's no cure for autism, it's well documented that an individual with autism receives treatment early in their lives. It's often possible for those individuals to lead significantly improved lives. And whereas Autism New Jersey is spearheading an awareness effort in order to educate parents, professionals, and the general public about autism and its effects. Now therefore, I, the mayor of Pearl River, hereby proclaim April 18th as National Autism Awareness Month in the Pearl River, and urge all employees and residents to participate in our Autism Awareness Month activities in order to become better educated on the subject of autistic spectrum disorders.
Hey, is this thing on?
Take the seat if you want. National Volunteer Week. Great.
Yeah.
Come on,
Michelle. Yeah, the both of you, come on.
We're also going to land for the Community Education Committee.
What about Neil? Neil's in the back.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, Mr. Carroll.
I'm not coming.
Molly's here. Every former councilman is going to come to
In a while.
and planning board member. Whereas the residents of Riverdale live in a community that inspires, equips, and mobilizes people to take action that changes lives for the better. And whereas our dedicated volunteers connect with local community services and dozens of community service organizations. And whereas individuals and communities are the center of social change, discovering their power to make a difference. Whereas during this week, all over the nation, service projects will be performed and volunteers recognized for their commitment to service. And whereas the giving of oneself in service to another empowers the giver and the recipient. And whereas experience teaches us that government by itself cannot solve all our nation's social problems, whereas our country's volunteer force of over 63 million is a great treasure, and whereas volunteers are vital to our future as a caring and productive nation. Now therefore, I, as the mayor of the Borough of Riverhead, hereby proclaim April 15th and 22nd, 2018 as National Volunteer Week in Riverhead, and urge my fellow citizens to volunteer in their respective communities. By volunteering and recognizing those who serve, we can replace this connection with understanding and compassion. Arbor Day.
Shade Tree is doing a program.
Councilman, get back to the reason.
Chuck, come on behalf of Shade Tree.
Proclamation, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that special days be set aside for the planting of trees. Whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed for the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, by heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, reduce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our cities increase property value, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, as the mayor of the Borough of Riverhead, do hereby proclaim April 27, 2018 as Arbor Day in the Borough of Riverhead. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this future generations. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. They do a yeoman's job of becoming a nice little.
Thank you. May I just say a few things? At the most recent meeting of the Shade Tree Commission, they are planning events for Labor Day at our elementary schools. The Girl Scouts are coordinating with them for distributing of saplings throughout the town. There will also be saplings coordinated through the front of the library for the residents who'd like to purchase them. Education will be doing a ceremony. And I'd also like to report that Shade Tree has worked very hard and managed to grant the $30,000 for replacement trees. We lost about 150 trees over the last year or so, and we will be replacing about 87 of them due to their efforts. And so we really appreciate what the Shade Tree Commission is doing. Thank you very much.
Special recognition to you also. I is the chairperson of the Borough's Green Committee, which is a group that's created a program called Sustainable Bergen and global efforts to meet all boroughs' environmental improvement initiatives like cycling, river cleanup, everything that we do in forefront. Program Sustainable Jersey has a recognition program this week called the Hero of the Month. And just to put a little perspective, to maintain status as a certified community at different levels, in bronze and silver. And you have to do certain actions, you know, points. And it's not easy to get to bronze. It's 150 points, which may not seem like a lot, but some actions only get you 1 point. And most will make it 15 to 20. We've gone through one original cycle in 2 certifications, and Bonnie did most of that work. Every time I was liaison earlier when I was counseling, you know, we worked through getting recertified the last time. Bonnie continues to do you know, just a fantastic job in maintaining what's a very, very, pretty cumbersome bureaucratic process in addition to coming up with the initiative. So last year I did send a nomination to the State of Jersey folks recommending that signs be identified or honored as one of their heroes of the month, which was in November of 2017. Sorry, we're a few months. Maybe we put it on the website because I think it was a 3-page article that they sent out. Interviewed Bonnie and talked about all the different things she's done. So in recognition of all the work, I'd like to give her and it just says, Mayor Edward J. on Council, the Borough of Riverhead, congratulates Bonnie Stewart, Sustainability Hero, Sustainable Jersey, November 2017. Thank you.
I do want to say thank you to the council, because every time we go through certification, you guys are always there to get me the documentation, the resolutions, and everything that takes me to done. So thank you to the residents for supporting and coming out to every event, whether it's rain or shine. We do have a collection that we're doing on April 21st. We're going to be collecting plastic toys at Cherryville School from 9 to 1, and it helps from all those toys going into the landfill. So we just try to do good things and hope that that's it. Yeah, thank you all.
Can I please have a motion open to the public for comment on agenda items only?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're open to the public for questions or comments regarding specific agenda items. There will be another opportunity to address the council later in the meeting. Seeing no one, motion to close, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Can I have a motion, please, open the public hearing on the 2018 budget amendment?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilor Looney?
Yes.
Councilwoman Steve? Here, Kevin. Councilman Kimiga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis? Yes. Councilman Garcia?
Yes.
Councilman Hazelton?
Yes.
And this is, we're just amending our previously adopted budget. There, you want me to just give?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Yes, we're amending our introduced budget for a couple of grants, Clean Communities, the Alliance. We had a few snow emergencies, so we're providing funds for that. It also includes the reimbursement from the county for snow work on those roads and some adjustments to a variety of other accounts, reductions and increases.
And there is no change in the tax rate from last year, still correct?
Correct. Levy is still the same as last year.
So for the third time in 25 years, the council and I have been able to bring a budget forth that does not increase the local taxes. And it's been a long, difficult journey to get here. It's a path that we've been starting for the last 8 or 9 years. It's taken a lot of fiscal discipline, a lot of patience on behalf of the council and, frankly, the workers and the staff to get our fiscal house back in order. We're in a much better fiscal position than we were 10 years ago, and we're hoping that going forward we're going to be able to maintain the discipline and try to keep the tax increases to as low as we can. If we can get another 0 next year, that'd be great. But you know, the council has done a great job. We're very proud of this, and we hope that it's going to be a harbinger for the future and not a one-time event. So, anybody from the public have any questions, comments about the budget amendment? No one, motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilman Deschutes? Yes. Councilman Kamigo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis? Yes. Councilman Gautieri?
Yes.
And Councilman Papalayo?
Yes.
Okay, have a motion, please, to adopt the 2018 municipal budget.
So
As
moved.
amended.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Deschutes? Yes. Councilman Kamigo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis? Yes. Councilman Gautieri?
Yes.
And Councilman Papalayo?
Yes.
Appointment of personnel changes. Have a motion, please, to approve the hire of Carolyn Baldanza as full-time Director of Recreation and Cultural Affairs at an annual B scale step 4 salary of $63,500 with a 6-month probationary period effective May 1st, 2018.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Approve the salary change of Christopher Chivas, the Police Department, from annual acting lieutenant salary back to sergeant salary effective April 10th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to approve the salary change of Jason Melito, court person in the Department of Public Works, from an annual salary of $86,526 to $90,965 due to a steps increase from step 3 to step 4 effective April 1st, 2018.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And may I have a motion, please, to approve the promotion of Craig Casey from sergeant to lieutenant in the police department from an annual salary of $121,622 to $131,352 effective April 9th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
No abstaining.
Councilman is not part of the process.
Is now Lieutenant, soon to be Lieutenant Casey here and the chief? Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, Craig Casey, do solemnly swear.
I, Craig Casey, do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution
That I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I, Craig Casey, do solemnly swear
I, Craig Casey, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
Lieutenant in the River Edge Police Department
Lieutenant in the River Edge Police
to
Department
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Stephanie, do you want to share? Okay, we have some various correspondence listed on our agenda, which is available through the the clerk's office, if anybody would like to review. We also have monthly reports on file for the Board of Health for March 2018, Library Board for April 2018, and Fire Prevention for January through March 2018. We have one ordinance on for first reading. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 18-10 by title.
18-10, bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements, the reconditioning of a fire rescue truck, and the acquisition of new, additional, or replacement equipment and machinery, new information technology equipment, new communication and signal systems equipment, new additional furnishings, and new automotive vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the Borough of Riverdale in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $2,259,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Not brief.
And this is covering in Commissioner's capital budget?
Plus, the recent addition of the HVAC work for the library, the generator, and some ADA improvements.
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve this on first reading, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Steve? Yes. Councilman Tomato?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis? Yes. Councilman Ruggieri?
Yes.
And Councilman Papaleo?
Yes.
And we have two more ordinances on for second reading this evening, second hearing this evening. Ordinance 18-8. Madam Clerk, please read by title.
18-8 is an ordinance appropriating $19,546 from the General Capital Fund, Capital Improvement Fund for purchase of equipment.
And this is just goes along with the previous ordinance, where that this money is coming out of existing capital surplus funds. The motion open to the public for hearing on this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Would any member of the public like to ask any questions or make any comments regarding ordinance 18-8? So the motion to close the public hearing, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 18-8?
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Steve? Yes. Councilman Tomato?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis? Yes. Councilman Ruggieri?
Yes.
Councilman Papaleo?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 18-9. Please read by title, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance 18-9 is an ordinance appropriating $20,000 from the General Capital Fund balance for the purchase of equipment improvement of borough buildings and grounds.
And this is just for different
Additional, yes, additional items out of the capital plan, which is page ago.
There you go. Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 18-9?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Would any member of the public like to ask a question, make a comment regarding ordinance 18-9? Seeing no one, a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Can I please have a motion to adopt ordinance 18-9?
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Steve? Councilman Tomato?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis? Yes. Councilman Ruggieri?
Yes.
And Councilman Papaleo?
Yes.
All right. On our consent agenda this evening, we have resolution number 18-133 up to 18-144. Would any member of council like to have any of these resolutions pulled out for individual discussion and or vote? If not, can I please have a motion to approve the agenda by consent?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Councilman Bartoloni, our finance chair, please read and move resolution 18-145, payment of the bills.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas vouchers for the payment of goods and services rendered to the Borough of River Edge have been received, and whereas each bill has been checked by the receiving department, approved by the Chief Financial Officer and Borough Clerk, and reviewed by the 3 members of the Finance Committee, now therefore be it resolved that bills as listed now be confirmed for payment from the appropriate funds as follows. Current account, $700,562.66. Capital account, $86,547. Recreation account, $4,262.70. Animal welfare account, $33. Open space account, $75. Trust other developers account, $4,495. So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion open to the public.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're open again to the public for anything on your mind tonight. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Mr.
You don't come out, sorry, you don't come out when we try and transfer.
I just have a quick question. I haven't seen any pictures or plans for the community center. I'm just curious, is it going to impact where beautification's shed is?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be relocated.
Yeah, beautification shed will have to be moved. I would think so. I mean, it's...
Sounds
so-
that way.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't think that'll be an issue.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that it's included in the scope of work.
Probably right around the same area. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
just wherever it's going to be accessible around the extension the building.
Mayor, it's probably going to be moved twice, one during construction and then in its final
Yes,
position.
yes.
Oh, that's why I think Michelle wants to know.
Yeah, I would imagine it'll be moved too far though, from where it is right now.
May I request it be someplace where near a parking lot so I can back a car up to back of it,
Yeah, I would.
up to it, like where it is now?
Permanently, or are you talking about for?
When it's fine, when it's permanent place.
Yeah, I would, yeah, I would think that wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, that's all I
We just forward that comment to Kurt. And
Yeah. It's easy enough. That's not a problem.
when it's going, when you want it, when it's going to be moved, because I have to go.
We're not.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're not there yet. We'll give you a heads up, I promise.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Mr. Rosso. Mr. Carroll.
New Carroll, 321 Wales Avenue. I was just curious, did we mention a generator for the library a few seconds ago?
Yes.
Amen. Now we have a place that we can put and charge this over.
Well, we have this building too. We have a 325 kVA generator here also.
We can't put many people in the lobby.
Oh, we bring them here. Anybody else? Seeing no one, motion to close, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Council comments. Start with the news council. Council Gobert.
Thank you, Mayor. In the past week, I had the opportunity to tour both firehouses. It was a wonderful opportunity, and I really enjoyed it. I look forward to learning more about, the different areas of the town and our community. Thank you.
Yeah. Council Bartolone.
Thank you, Mayor. Try and keep it short, but there was actually a lot on the agenda tonight. So, first and foremost, I want to congratulate Fire Chief Schultz on his successful tenure as chief over the last 2 years, and I want to thank the fire department for having me at the dinner to celebrate his 10 years chief. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful event. I had a fantastic time. Food was amazing. I just wanted to go through some of the people who were here tonight. Thank Raffaello and his mom for being here tonight to help us raise awareness for National Autism Month. To the library board and Darrow for National Library Week. I'm going to have to tell him one thing he could add to his reference would be a copy of New Jersey Court Rules. I was in the library the other day and I needed it and he didn't have it and it wasn't in the reference section, so that would be something that maybe if he could add, that'd be awesome. Arbor Day. I'm looking forward to the going to the school. Last year it was fun. I went, and Ms. BP was leading the ceremony, and she asked my children to stand up, and well, there was a third child who stood up also, which took me by surprise, but that was fun. But I always enjoy going to the Arbor Day festivities. National Volunteer Week, we say it all the time, but you can't say it enough. Our borough works because of our volunteers, so thank you to all our volunteers, and especially to Bonnie Stewart for her tremendous work on the Green Team, and you know, being a sustainability hero. So thank you to her. And I think that's about it for right now.
Councilmember Vallejo.
Thank you. Yes, I'd like to echo everything that.
One more, just congratulations to Lieutenant Casey, obviously. That's it. Sorry.
No problem. I'd like to echo everything that Councilman said. Not to re-say it, I'll simply say that I agree wholeheartedly with our volunteers, with the wonder of our recipient, the National Autism Awareness Declaration Proclamation, and everything else that was said. Also, congratulations to Lieutenant Casey and all he does, and congratulations to Chief Schultz. Also, congratulations to our new Council President, Elman. I know you'll do a great job. And I think that will do for tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Council President Bastide.
Thank you, Mayor. I will echo all the other points that have been made, and I won't go through them again. I have a few Recommission announcements. You all should know that the River Edge Run is on Saturday the 14th. I think they have the highest entrance so far that they've had, and I have to give a special thank you to Lauren Cerullo, who stepped in as the run director when Bobby Conway retired. She's done a phenomenal job, and she's had the support of all the commissioners behind her, and a early thank you to the DPW, who has agreed to really help out on Friday and Saturday. So hopefully we'll see all of you at the run. At the run, the Environmental Commission is going to kick off their Trex Challenge, which is what we talked about last week, the plastic film recycling challenge, an opportunity to get normally unrecyclable items such as ShopRite bags and plastic film coverings, cellophane and what have you, out of the normal waste stream and into recycling. And if in 6 months, we collect 500 pounds, they will turn it into a bench and donate it to our community. So look for the Trex box at River Edge Day on the 14th. And it will conclude, at the run, it will conclude on River Edge Day at River Edge Day. So collect your plastic film, please. The Rec Commission asked me to pass on publicly a thank you to Alan Negrian, to Stephanie Evans, Judy O'Connell, and Gita in the Finance Department for all of their hard work while we're in this state until we have our new director in place. They wanted me to publicly thank you, so thank you. Bonnie Stewart mentioned April 24th is the Second Chance Toy Collection, so if you have any large plastic toys that you want to get rid of, bring them to Cherry Hill between 9 and 1 and do it early, because I think last year the dumpster filled up before 1 o'clock and you were kind of out of luck. So.
Now we get an extra truck.
Yeah, exactly. One more announcement, the PTOs of the River Edge schools, Riverdale School, and Oradell schools are organizing and running a program on Monday, April 16th called Be Safe, Be Smart for Gun Safety with Moms Demand Action. Chief Caridi from River Edge and Chief Wicker from Oradell will be present, so I encourage everyone to attend. That's at the Riverdale High School Auditorium at 7 o'clock. The last thing I just want to mention is we have had some liaison adjustments with the passing of Councilman Aquafreda. I had shared them with Stephanie. Do they need to be read into the record, Mayor? You had mentioned they should be.
I would. Yes.
I mean, I can do that now, or
yes.
So,
we'll need affirmation by the rest of the council.
Right. So Councilman Canigo will now be liaison to River Edge Riverdale Schools, which is a constant to what he had. He will now be the liaison to the Historic Commission, which he was, the Land Use Board, the Class 3 member, and the July 4th Committee. Councilman Gaudier will be liaison to the Library Board of Trustees, the SCORE co-liaison, Liaison to Code Enforcement, Property Maintenance, and Land Use Office, and the Finance Committee alternate number 1. And Councilman Papaleo will add to his existing assignments redevelopment and the Community Center Committee. So we need an affirmation by the members.
Yes. Your motion to accept those changes as presented by the council president.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, everyone, for your cooperation. And that's it. Thank you.
Councilwoman Davis.
Councilman Bartolome said it all.
I'll let you start on you.
Yeah, but just remember
I
that.
still go to both sides.
When I sat over there, you started over here when I said.
I all
Take
the
it
time.
personally.
I'm very cognizant of
I
that.
want to congratulate Lieutenant Casey and, of course, everybody that Councilman Bartolome mentioned. The fire department was a great dinner recognizing Chief Schultz for his 2 years as chief. And early this morning, the fire department had, I think it was around 2:30 in the morning, they responded to a house fire in Riverdale to give an assist. And I have the report from mid-February to mid-March, and they do a phenomenal job. We don't ever hear about it, but the number of calls is amazing. And they got somebody at the senior residence that was stuck in the elevator, out of there, bringing oxygen to another patient with an outage, went to Woodcrest Nursing Home, and they're just constantly on the go, so they're doing a great job for us. And next week, we're having our first meeting for Farmers Market Committee. It's that time of the year again. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Councilman
Thank you. I begin by thanking, first of all, congratulating and thanking Chief Schultz for his service, and thanking the fire department for including me and my wife in the celebration the other night. It was lovely. I would urge everybody to please attend the Be Smart event that Alan just mentioned. I'd like to take a moment to thank the library board and Darrell O'Connor. He was the first liaison appointment that I really kind of got my hands dirty with and learned about, and they are very hardworking, very dedicated, and an asset to this community. I know Joe's going to be a great liaison for them as well, and even though I'm no longer liaison, I'm still very much in support of the library, and certainly I'm available for anything anybody needs from me in that respect. Congratulations to Lieutenant Casey, well deserved. Make us proud. Congratulations to everybody who received a proclamation tonight. The volunteers are so important. I see it every day as we struggle to get volunteers in some circumstances, and once again urge everybody in our community to volunteer, because it's what makes River Edge such a great place to live. And finally, congratulations to Ellen, also well deserved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I guess I'll just echo everything everybody has said this evening. And with regard to Lieutenant Casey, I think, should go in public record. We're fortunate that we have the caliber of police officers we have in the town, because it makes our decisions difficult because we have good choices. And, we're proud of all of them, and, they do a great job for us, and can't say enough about them. I want to just say, I attended a stigma-free childhood anxiety event they had at the library last month. It was well attended. There was maybe 30 or 40 people. Very good presentation, and it was good to see the support for the stigma-free initiative. I also want to publicly thank all the rec commissioners. I was on the agenda tonight. We did officially hire our new director. It's been a rather long process, but I thank again Councilwoman Steve and members of the commission who assisted in the interviews. I think we got the best candidate we could have possibly gotten. We're looking forward to her coming on, and thank again to all those commissioners who've stepped up in different parts of different roles over the last few months to make sure that all our programs continue uninterrupted. There will be summer camp. There will be a River Edge run. There will be a 4th of July celebration. Nothing is going to be different than any other year. I want to make that clear because there's a lot of misconceptions out in the public. And I'm sorry if it seemed like I was rushing through a little bit earlier, but we had people who were waiting for quite a long time outside, so I wanted to get some of the folks who were given their time to accept the proclamations to not have to stay here any longer than they wanted to. So, but it was not as a matter of what is recognizing fully. I'm just trying to accelerate the process a little bit to accommodate them. I guess that's all I have. Yeah, again, thank you for the Chief Schultz. That was a great dinner the other night. We all had a great time. And I guess upcoming events we have to run. I guess we have Regal opening day coming. We have Little League opening day coming.
St. Edward.
24, they both the same? Yeah, one of
Twenty-
them.
Yeah, I think Little League will let me.
We didn't get
wanted to
anything.
interview each other.
They're ones in the morning, ones in the afternoon.
Did we get something on the list?
No, they'll send us
They
something.
say well.
So, it's good. So that's the sure sign that spring is.
Despite the weather.
Yes.
Realistic ideas.
All right. Anybody else have anything else they want to? If not, a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed?